Chair exercise. Fantastic classes if it's the right level for you. And what I tend to find is that a lot of people go to chair exercise classes before they need to. So, first things to ask yourself, chair exercise, can you walk unaided? Can you stand? It doesn't mean that you might need some balance. It doesn't mean you can stand for a long time, but can you stand enough to walk in the class and do a few exercises? Because your body is good for what you do. And if you move to chair exercise when you still have a fair bit of strength in your lower body, you're missing out on exercising those muscles properly. Because exercising seated is good, but you still need to move around. Because that's what you're training for. Yeah? If you want to be mobile, you want to be active, you want to keep doing the things that you enjoy doing, you need to use your legs and move around. Now, if you find it difficult to move around and you're needing a stick all the time, you can't stand for long, and you really feel like it's too much, you couldn't even do half the class standing, then fine, go to chair exercise. They're fantastic classes. But remember, when we sit, we often become quite small. So when we sit, we stop, if we get used to sitting for a long time, we stop holding ourselves up. Lots of us are doing that, even sitting at desks all day doing jobs on laptops, yeah? So make sure that you sit up nice and tall. So some chair exercises that you can do to still work on that posture and work on that core is to move your body weight away from your base. Yeah, so when we're standing, we work our core by moving away from where we're standing, by testing ourselves, by moving weight around. You can still do that even if your base is the chair, and it will still test your core a little bit. So let's try a few things from the chair. So what we're going to do is sit up nice and tall. So you're sitting in your sitting bones when you do this. You're trying not to round back and collapse and sag, but equally you don't want to come forward off the sitting bones and arch your back. So we're lined up over those sitting bones. The sitting bones are the bones underneath your hips. If you're sitting on a hard chair, you can feel them. So it's a good way to do exercise. Do it on a hard chair so that you can feel those sitting bones. So the first one we're going to do is keep the weight in both sitting bones, so equal. Try not to lift one hip. And we're going to try and move our rib cage across side to side. So to start with, if you really are worried about your balance, even this you might feel a little bit unstable. But get used to that movement. Try and keep the weight in both sitting bones, remember. So you get a little bit of stretch into the side of your body, which is nice. And if you don't find it too difficult, you could reach across. Again, if you want something in between the two levels, rather than being here or being here, you can have a chair either side, and you can just put your hand on the chair and try and reach across a little bit. Try to keep the weight though in your hips, not on the hands. Okay, similar idea is coming down to the side, and again, try to keep the weight. You don't want to lift this hip as we go over. You want to push into this hip. Push down into the hip you're moving away from. And again, you could put the hand, you could have support on the chair, or you might want to reach down. You might want to lift the other elbow, so getting a little bit more of a stretch. So what we're trying to do is open the body up a little bit. We're trying to keep some of the bigger movements, because typically when we sit in chairs, we get smaller. We don't do the big movements. But you can still do big movements even in the chair. And then sit back against your chair and see if you need to protect your back, you want to support your weight, keep your hands on your knees. Come down, see if you can touch the toes. Maybe put your hands on your knees and push yourself up if you need to. If you don't need to, push into your hips, push them into the chair to sit up. makes you a bit dizzy, that one. And then sit back against the chair and maybe reach the arms up. So again, we're trying not to arch the back, really, we're just trying to open around into the armpit and the chest. And do go by how you feel. If you don't feel that this is right for you, then leave it out, that's fine. These are just a few suggestions. Why don't you come down to the floor? Imagine you're picking up a ball. And you're going to lean back a bit if your back's happy with that. And we're just going to do like a slow motion throw. Picking it up and back and throw that ball. And if you feel like you want to give it a little bit more power, you can, but you don't have to. Okay, let's try for the lower body a little bit now, because although you're seated, we can still do some lower body work, and we can still, as I say, try and keep the movements fairly big. So what we're going to do is come forward on the chair and hold on to your chair. Again, sit up nice and tall, draw your shoulder blades back. Again, keep the weight in your hips. And you're going to step around to wherever you can step to. So out in front might be a straight leg, out to the side, might even tap back and bring it in. So let's go a forward, a big side and a big back. Whatever you can do. There's no rules. So you might be doing this. If that's all you can do, that's what you do. Maybe do it the other way around. Go back first, go out to the side, go forward. If you find this easy, don't do the easy level. If you find this easy, lift the leg. Lift it out. Reach wherever you can go. It doesn't matter if it's not the same spot every time. In fact, reach to different areas. Try and get as big as you can. Okay, so we're going to put another big exercise. Remember we went up? This time we're going to do some turning as well. So listen to your body, listen to your back, keep the weight in both hips. We're going to twist the upper body around to one side. We're going to reach up. We're going to bring the arms down, we're going to come back to the centre. Yeah? We're going to twist to the other side, reach up, back to the centre. So again, your twist might be here, it might be a lower arm lift, that's fine. Do whatever you can. I'm just doing you a big movement so you can see where it might go. Come back to the centre. Again, listen to your body. If it's not right for your back, you can make it into a smaller movement so it is right for you. This time we're turning. So I'm bringing my arm across, I'm going to lean on the leg, I'm just going to reach down. I'm going to come back up, turn back to the centre, go across the other way and reach down. Turn the body and reach. That's the chair squeaking, not me. And wrist turn the other way and down. Okay, then we're going to put that reach with this. So we're going to come round to one side, reach up, hands down, back to the centre, come across, reach down. That might be, you might not be able to touch the floor, it really doesn't matter. You might be here, coming across and reaching, that's fine. Equally, you might be here, coming across and coming down with those hands. So whatever you can do. You need the support, keep one hand there and reach down. And of course we have to go the other way. So we're going to come round this way, reach down. And up. And down. Don't forget that twist in the middle. Twist crystal. We're literally going for around to the other, or as close as you can get. So this is the key, listen to your body, but be aware that you are only good for what you do, and your body tries to adapt to what you do. So if you can still strengthen those legs, strengthen those legs. If you're needing to do chair exercise, try and keep some big movements in there.